Tinkerbell, Titania, the Staten Island. Fairies are among us. But where do they come from? And what is their true nature? Good evening, and welcome. I'm Inspector Simon Willivaster. You may recall my earlier documentaries, Dancing with the Dwarves, Where Have All the Goblins Gone? And Real Monsters, The Truth Behind Guantanamo Bay. I take you now to Eveningshade, Arkansas, where locals still speak of a so-called fairy-related incident, one which the government is none too keen to investigate. Join me as I sojourn to Eveningshade in search of truth, knowledge, corruption, and perhaps magic. Excuse me, young lady. Can you tell me about the fairy sighting of 2008?
Fairy sighting? What are you talking about?
The famous fairy sighting in Eveningshade, Arkansas, 2008.
I don't think I've ever seen a fairy before.
Do you remember where you were during the famous fairy sighting of 2008?
No.
Have you ever seen fairies around here?
Not of the woodland variety, no.
To begin my investigation, I met with an alleged eyewitness, a Miss Flower Petal Windchill. I tracked her down in a local wooded area she's known to frequent. Could you please recount that fateful night?
It was a beautiful evening for my nature walk, which I need to cleanse my soul. I remember that night as though it were yesterday. It's funny how quickly life passes you by.
Please, Miss Chill, just get to the point.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget where I go sometimes. I remember the mood that night. There was a presence. It was strong, overwhelming, like a strong wind before a severe thunderstorm. I also saw a bright light, and it made me hear colors, and it pulsed through my veins. I know that creature that night fulfilled my soul.
Can you describe what you saw?
She empowered my femininity with her endless curves and her long, flowing hair.
Thank you for your time, Miss Chill. Miss Chill's experience was documented in last year's book, My Experience with the Fairies, by Dr. Miranda A. Wallace, who attended Junction City Community College for meteorology and woodland creature doctorology, with a degree in feralosophy. Professor, could you explain in layman's terms, for our viewers, the layman, what are fairies?
Well, Mr. Alabaster, genus-wise, you've got your leprechauns, your shiri, your changelings, your grogochs, your fox spirits, to name a few. In terms of origin, some say they're a race of fallen gods. Professor Pan tells of the first baby's laugh, which shattered into a million fairies. My belief is that they are genetically superior, evolved fireflies.
And what is your personal experience with fairies?
I was born connected to the fairies, Mr. Wallaby. My name is Miranda Ariel Wallace, after all. They choose to reveal their true form, muscular translucence rainbow, as I describe in my book.
Just to be clear, did you actually partake in the fairy sighting?
No. I know what happened. As of late, I've collected much conclusive evidence. They shroud their foundling human children in these before swapping them with their own kind. Changelings, as we in the field say.
Professor, this is a tissue.
It isn't. You can't rip a fairy shroud. All fairies begin as fireflies. This is the chrysalis through which they shed their being. Note the luminescence. Only the fairies could produce something this beautiful.
I thought they shed their being through the rag.
No. Being and shrouds are two different things, Mr. Wallaflibbit.
Having gained an academic perspective on the event in question from Dr. Wallace, as well as a questionable eyewitness account from Miss Chill, I was finally able to sit down with a credible witness to the fearsome events. She's requested to remain anonymous. Thank you for coming forward to share your experiences with us. Please, tell me first what you witnessed that night.
Simply put, Inspector, I was beholden to the coronation of fairy royalty. I trust you're familiar with the concept of fairy coronation since come in our fine little town.
Well, I understand it can refer to two things, one of which has recently been outlawed.
Activists, judges. First they say we can't put queers in their place, now we can't even stop that mendicant hippie woman from defecating in the forest.
Yes, but I assume the event to which you're referring is the coronation of a new fairy king or queen.
Then yes, I am. You see, sir, not only was I a witness to the events of what transpired, I myself was a not-so-willing participant. You see, I was snatched by them boobies from out the cradle.
So you can confirm the reports contained within Dr. Wallace's book?
Oh, that I can, Inspector.
While I obviously respect a woman of your stature, I must interject that having read the book, you appear in it a total of 0 times. How do you respond to your omission? It hardly seems fair.
Well, whoever told you life would be fair? It's a simple case of what we here in Arkansas call blue lobsters. Of course, I do like to maintain a low profile in terms of my lineage and history among the Fae folk. It comes naturally that they protect the identity of a respected matron.
Having corroborated area fairy activity to my satisfaction, it is time now to visit the site in person. I have prepared myself for what might lie ahead. A veritable ecosystem, perhaps society of fairy or otherwise paranormal beings. Still, I wonder if anyone can prepare for truly gazing upon such a sight.